All right, so let's face it. The world that we inhabit is one of constant communication, constant news, constant high stress. So no wonder that so many Americans are just trying to cope in life with all the anxieties we're facing. And as I make this video, it is, we just found out that our President Trump has COVID. It's 2020, October 2nd. And so, if we even just picture, not just talking about everything that's happened in 2020. If we just picture a morning, right? Alarm goes off. We try to get going, right? A lot of times we're rushed and we check our emails, open social media apps, read the news. We can't even allow ourselves moments to fully wake up and actually gain some mindfulness and actually gain some perspective. And this isn't just for entertainment purposes, though. Or, if we look at our employers demand a lot from us, right? We are expected to communicate outside of work and be unpaid at that. And so, our colleagues and our employer expect us to be available anywhere at any time. And some of you watching this probably can't even take a restful vacation. And, and then we throw in everything that's happened in 2020. And what's the cost of all this? Stress and anxiety. It really is. And so, with around 40 million Americans dealing with anxiety, okay? The ability to calm ourselves is something that's needed to vastly improve our life. And anxiety is a learned response for those who deal with it. It's, that despair and that frustration, which is why I have decided to compile my top 40 ways that you can calm yourself during anxious moments. And so these are just some basic ways, and I think you'll find them really useful. There are things that I not only use myself, but I use with my clients, and that I found have really helped even kids. So if you have kids as well, this is a great tool to use with them. These are great things to do, and a lot of them are breathing exercises because breathing really calms us down. And so I try to do some videos just to give you some good tools in your toolbox during this time, because I don't know what else to do for you all. And I know I need them too, because I'm someone who has a lot of anxiety naturally. I'm someone who's very anxious and I've had to learn how to calm herself down. And so let's do this together. Let's not allow the uncertainty, allow another thing in 2020 to take us out. And so here are some good tools. So 444. So this is a breathing technique that really has grown in popularity over the last, I'd say, 4 years. And it's fairly simple. So you count to 4 at each stage of breathing, and we can even add another 4 in. So I'm going to teach you both ways to it. So on the inhale, you count for 4. Hold for 4. And exhale like you're firing up a window for 4. Or you could do square breathing. So it's the box breathing. So it's where we inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale 4. Hold for 4. Right, and so you can actually picture the square breathing, right? Kids like that one a lot. 333. This is completely different from the 444. First things, take a look around yourself and name 3 things you see. Yes. Now name the first 3 sounds you notice. Lastly, move 3 different parts of your body, maybe your fingers, your toes, your ankles. This is a mental trick that will help you center yourself and ground yourself and halt your mind from going crazy and bring yourself back to the present. So belly breathing. This is an alternative breathing exercise. One of the common symptoms of anxiety is difficulty breathing. I don't know about you, but when I get super anxious, what happens? It's you can feel yourself tired, you can feel yourself not able to breathe. And so the key is to remain calm and is letting that breath out. So before you inhale, you exhale all out. This involves one of your hands. You'll be surprised how much you'll learn how you're breathing wrong. You place one hand on your chest and the other one's on your abdomen, okay? Gently sigh through the open mouth and allow your upper body to relax as you release the initial breath. Now pause where your mouth is closed. Inhale for 4 counts. Pause for 4. And then count for 4 as you relax again. And pause and repeat it. But you actually focus on feeling your breath. So I like that one. That's a little more sensory. Number 4 is shut it all out. So if you start to feel anxious, you would do well to shut the world out by simply closing your eyes. Times like with autistic kids, like if you can just cover up their eyes, right, then it helps. Like just cover up their, just kind of put it there so that way they can refocus. Might sound too simple, and it is. That's the point. The purpose of this exercise is to help block out extra stimulation. And it's fueled your feelings of anxious in the first place, right? If we get over anxious, we're almost oversensitized. That's the idea, like hitting the reset button, we could say. Okay, and then get up 10. So set your alarm for 10 minutes earlier. And there's a truck just started out, so my window's overheard. I'm sorry. At 4:21 a.m. Anyway, set your alarm for 10 minutes earlier than you normally rise. It might sound awful. It may even feel awful initially, but it's a great way to start your day off right. Majority of us hit the snooze button multiple times and just try to stay in bed as long as we want. Your morning sets you off for the day. Like your morning defines your day. A late start leads to more stress, anxiety, and more of chaos leads to more anxiousness, right? We see, like, if we start the day that way, it's just going to compound. Number 6, happy place. What is a positive memory or scene that you can picture? Close your eyes. Drink it in. Once I found that just looking at lovely nature scenes even for 10 seconds 3 times a day can help you reframe your focus to feel gratitude for the good things that's happening around you. So you can take the same idea and create a mental image so you can actually go there. Like, when we're kids, we all have that imaginary place we like to go, right? When you want to tune something out you don't want to listen to, right? You can go to that imaginary place. It's your safe place. We should have one of those as an adult too. 7, smile. Just do it. I know, no matter how you're feeling right now, smile with me. There's nothing worse than having someone else tell you to smile. I just did it. Especially when you're stressed out, right? However, when you find yourself feeling anxious, forcing yourself to smile, whether you to yourself or someone else, can do wonders for how you feel, especially if someone else smiles back at you. And so it might just be the boost you were looking for. So seriously, like, smile. I know, it's crazy. It's like not what you want. Okay. Don't hate me. No caffeine. Often when we feel anxious, we equate it with exhaustion, right? Reach for a cup of coffee. Don't. As delicious, nice, and energy boost as it sounds, caffeine can be a major culprit to panic attacks and anxiety. It can also send your adrenal system crazy. And so the next time you feel anxious, and think coffee is a good way to deal with it, try green tea. Has a lot less caffeine, right? Or something similar. 9. As I say, this is something I need to do on my computer. Close those tabs. Do you feel anxious at work? Do you also have endless array of tabs open on your desktop? Oh, guilty as charged. If you aren't actively working on them, then close them. Honestly, just the sight of all those tabs can be a reminder of how much work you have to do. And it's helping you focus on what you're doing. It's only creating anxiety, so only open the tab. And I honestly, I'm really trying to, not multitask as much. So I'm really trying. Today's not a good example. Only have the 1 or 2 tabs open that you actually are working on at that time, then close the other ones down. 10, have a snack. Normally, when a snack is suggested, you go for you're told to go for something healthy. We're not going to, I'm not going to dictate the type of snack you choose. What I will advise you on, though, is that what a snack should look and feel like. So choose something that you smells amazing, that has delicious texture, and ideally that you can eat slowly and savor, like with some mindfulness eating. Even better if it can take you back to a happy moment in your childhood, right? A snack can completely take you away from your anxiety and kind of give you that reset. Now that I'm not about using food as a tool to combat our emotions, but sometimes we just need something. Normally, and I would recommend protein, because a lot of times we need protein at that point. Protein and maybe some carbs, just to help out, because a lot of times we're lower energy maybe. But like I said, that's not an excuse to go get a supersize at McDonald's or something, right? So try to think of healthy. You feel better. 11, sequence it. I love this one. If you feel anxious and you're worried about the experience of a panic attack, then use the sequence for calm. So here's the sequence. Acknowledge those symptoms. Ground yourself by planting your feet or holding on to something. Put yourself in the present. Panic attacks typically stem from anxiety about an event that's already happened or one that might happen, right? Okay, now you can implement a breathing exercise. Drink a cool glass of water. Close your eyes. Count to 10. Repeat again. So acknowledge the symptoms. What are your symptoms? I can't breathe. Like, I'm so worried. Ground yourself by planting your feet. Hold on to something like that. Actually, because a lot of times anxiety, like if we ground ourselves, put yourself in the present, right? Panic attacks are other way. So focus what's going on right now. Right now, I'm holding on to this. Right now, my feet are on the floor. Now, do you want the breathing? Like the square breathing is great for this one. Okay. Box breathing. Drink a cool glass of water. Close your eyes. Count to 10. Start again. That does wonders. Great for kids as well. Number 12, be present. So one of the most effective and to manage your anxiety is to focus on the present. Anxiety comes from worrying about what might happen next, something that has already happened in the past that we can't change. When we focus on the moment, it changes our mindset, helps us recognize exactly what we can accomplish. If you don't know how to be present, then my mindfulness course is a great way to do it. I totally slashed the price today because of everything. So it's at the lowest price I can offer it. So if you want that, go to GoJen 180 Fit, so GOJEN 80 fit FIT.com /mind. It'll also be in the show notes. And because that mindfulness is just, it's so important that we get present. And so that's where my next one, mindfulness, comes in. Mindfulness and meditations are not the same, okay? However, you can meditate mindfully. And my course is mindfulness and meditations. You get two separate kind of things and then them combined. Mindfulness is simply a way to force you to be present in the moment all the time, or as most time as you can. Just think of everything you might have missed because you're too worried about the future, right? Or either you're facing the gadget, right? But mindfulness and when we're mindful, we don't judge things as good or bad. They just are. And so being mindful has radically helped me out, you guys. Like mindfulness, oh my gosh, I cannot speak enough about it. Next one, 14, lemon balm. Yes, you can find a tea, or maybe even a capsule. Either way, lemon balm can help you manage symptoms of anxiety as well as sleep issues. This is awesome. If you're experiencing a moment of anxiousness, brew yourself lemon balm tea and take 5 minutes to enjoy a bit of calm. Pet time. Aw, I don't have a pet though. If you're lucky enough to have a pet or access one, then cuddle up with one during your moments of anxiety. Ideally, lay with them for a good 5 minutes. Focus on your breathing as you pet them. It's a great one. Another way to practice mindfulness is mindfulness walking. Take a walk. Step outside. Leave your gadget. Don't be outside like looking at your gadget, right? Your device. Go for a nice walk in nature. You don't need to hit the mountains or hike outdoors. Stroll around the local park or even around the block and notice things. Like pay attention. And it can help you overcome a bit of anxiety. And that's where it leads into 17 is exercise. You might not have time to hit the gym or go for a long run, but just moving can help. Just get up and start moving. Do the jumping jacks. I'm going to have a new series on here that's 4-minute Tabata. It's one exercise that we do 8 rounds of. And get done in 4 minutes. It's an awesome workout. Do one of those, like just something to get up and get moving. Those happy endorphins, right? The endorphins will kick in and help us out. 18, plan your escape. Feeling overly anxious, right? Why not plan your summer vacation or weekend outing? Just taking yourself out of the anxiety of the present experience gives you distraction and something to look forward to. We all need something to look forward to. 19, laugh it up. We all need a good laugh. Listen to a comedy podcast. Put on a sitcom. Watch a comedy movie. Whatever it takes to put some joy back into your life. The best bet is to turn it into something that always makes you laugh. 20. Bust false alarms. So take a moment to work through what is causing you anxiety at that moment. Just because your chest feels tight doesn't mean you're going to have a heart attack. Try imagine your negative thoughts as a train, okay? Or I've heard like on waves, right? As a boat or like a bus going by. Every train makes multiple stops, right? But you don't have to disembark at every one. So let those negative and anxiety driving thoughts just fly past those stops, right? So if you think about it, if you're just let those thoughts go. They're there. That goes back to that mindfulness thing again. Like, I see this is here, but I don't have to grab it. I don't have to embrace it. I don't have to keep going after that. I don't have to keep having that same thought, that same anxiety. It's there. This is reality. Let it pass because I can't control it, right? Things that we can't control, like I can't control what's going to happen to Trump. I can't control like that at all. And so what is 1 ounce of worry going to do? It's not going to help anything. It's going to make me worse off. It's going to make my family worse off. Like, I can only control what I can control. And so take care of us and let the others. Yes, we like to know it's a lot of uncertainty, but there's nothing that worrying isn't going to make him better, isn't going to make him worse. Like, it's not going to do that. It just isn't. And then 21, a grain of salt. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go make margaritas, although every time now and then they do help, right? A lot of the anxieties that we experience are a result of something someone else tells us, right? Why do we believe everything we hear? Try to maintain a healthy level of skepticism, if I could say that. You're not paranoid if you question the truth and the motive of the information that someone else provides you, especially if it's driving you through anxiety. News, like, cut that out, you guys. Like, once a day. Find a credible source. I only do it once a day. Find a credible source. I mean, I learned about Trump bright and early. I was still up working, and I don't have TV or news. Like, information will come to you that you need, and make sure it's from credible sources. Like, I only subscribe to very credible sources to get my stuff. Number 22, consider your future. Why not think about your future? Write a future diary. It's a great exercise to help you move from your anxious thoughts, feelings, dream. Just write about what you want for your future. What would you like? How will you respond to others? How will you feel? How will your life change? How will it benefit you and others? So that's just that dreaming, just working on those goals and everything to work for is great. 23, this is an important one because so many times I think that we hear, you might hear me talk, other people talk about it and be thinking, well, okay, so I can't worry, Jen? And that's not at all. That's not at all, because worry is valid, right? There's times when we are worried, and there are times that it does consume us and consumes me, and so it's great to have a worry time. So this is a proactive approach, and it's great for kids too. If you know that your entire day can be derailed by your anxious thoughts, okay? Then make a plan head on to face them. Schedule 10 minutes to battle those worries directly. Say, the only time I'm allowed to worry is at these 10 minutes this day. Think about when you most commonly maybe experience those anxious thoughts. And if you can't plan the time then, maybe early in your day, around lunch or later on, set your timer. And that time you can worry all you want. Like, that's your worry time. Get out some putty, whatever you want. Journals, great. Like, worry. When the timer goes off, you have to stop your worry. Okay? Kids, they said that's great for kids too. And apply compassion, 24. You are not defined by your feelings and your thoughts. When you experience thoughts and feelings of anxiety, it's really easy to slip into that self-loathing, right? When you feel this happening, ask yourself if you can handle those thoughts with compassion instead. As uncomfortable as maybe to experience these sensations is a necessary aspect to living without anxiety. So sometimes we can beat ourselves up, right? Have compassion on you. 25, try lavender. Have a genuine lavender essential oil handy. According to the study, it's from Florida Atlantic University College of Nursing. Students inhaling the oil before sitting down to take an exam experience less anxiety. How cool is that? It's crucial that we ensure lavender oil is the real deal and not just a synthetic one. Authentic essential oils feature the land name in the ingredient list, just so you know. Hey, coloring has come back, and for adults, take a coloring break. We don't really know why coloring is so relaxing, but it is, isn't it? It might be because it transports you back to childhood, when your life was maybe simpler. I don't know. I wouldn't say kids' lives are simpler right now than with having to Zoom learn. Or it could be just the act itself. Either way, coloring is a great way to soothe and calm yourself. 27, don't blow it out of proportion. If your default mindset is jump to the worst case scenario, don't. Instead, take a moment to practice a breathing exercise. Ask yourself, how big of a deal is this really? Sometimes a simple, but did you die? Is all it takes to bring you back down to reality. There are awful things that can happen, but will you get through them? You will eventually recover from bankruptcy, right? Hello, Nicolas Cage and 50 Cent. A lost job is terrible, but you'll find a new one. Hey, I lost my job unexpectedly 2 years ago. I thought it was the end of the world. Maybe start my business. Broken hearts mend. None of this will kill us. So we can't blow it out of proportion. It just destroys us. And I don't mean to say that harshly. Because trust me, I know. It's easy to blow things out of proportion. 28. Just 15 more, okay? When you feel like giving up, just push yourself 15 more minutes. Not only Will your future self thank you for staying on top of your responsibilities? But pushing through will help you beat those anxious thoughts. You might find that battling through 15 minutes is enough to keep you going. So, like, keep going. If you need to do a minute at a time, it's like one of those hacks, like when you're trying to get off drugs, right? What happens? Like they say, take a moment, 24 hours sober. And if you can't do 24, think of the hour. If you need to do minute by minute, do it minute by minute, whatever it takes, you'll make it through. Next, 29, get out. It doesn't matter if you feel like it or not. Did you hear me? It doesn't matter if you feel like it or not. Just push yourself to leave the house or office each day. Get out, get some fresh air. We need our vitamin D. We need our fresh air. Grab coffee, grab a friend, go for a walk. It doesn't matter what you do, but we must be getting outside, especially with how much we're stuck inside. I mean, there's days oh my gosh, I haven't unless if we're running the lake and stuff, I'm trapped in here some days, I feel like, especially when COVID first started. That's not good. Get some fresh air. 30, squeeze. Get yourself a stress ball or putty is great for anxious. 31, find a distraction. Meditation is wonderful, but sometimes your anxiety is too great to focus on that act. When it comes to this point, a distraction is a must. Find something that you will do to help those anxious thoughts. Even better if it's something productive, like cleaning out your junk drawer, tackling your glove compartment, right? Washing that car, doing that laundry, but pick up a new hobby, something. Now, it's kind of opposite of one that I said before, but it works. Exaggerate. This one seems counterintuitive. However, I want you to take the greatest fear, I want you to exaggerate it, okay? So talk through the fear with someone. Be dramatic about the details. Talk about the emotions and tell it again. But this time, take it even more over the top, okay? Then do it again and again, okay? I want you to live it out as large and as big as you possibly can. Make it big and worse and worse and worse. By this point, you start to actually hear how silly that actually sounds. Your fear just started out as fear of being laid off, and then you exaggerate to include a home repossession, the end of a relationship, homelessness, and being eaten by dogs. Ridiculous, right? I mean, and you laugh too, which is one of the other ones, so might as well. But seriously, if we play it out to the extreme, realize I had a lot of other choices out there that I could change that. So one little thing isn't going to make it, and it really does help put it in perspective. But sometimes we have to do that. I love this. Adopt a mantra. So it doesn't matter what mantra you choose, as long as it works for you. You may find that you need a multitude of them for different situations. I have ones. When you're feeling frustrated, you may want to repeat the phrase, "It'll all work out." If you feel under the pressure of a mantra, take it slow. Might be more appropriate. Or if you're feeling down on yourself, I'm a kind person. For me, my biggest one is, because I can be such a perfectionist, right? And my perfectionism can get in the way of, can make me anxious, can make me those things. So my big one is progress over perfection. And my other one is, perspective can either be my prison or my power. Power is case action, prison, I stay locked, encaged, even though I have the key, I don't get out, right? And then, of course, progress over perfection. I'm going to make progress. It doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as I'm moving in the right direction. And those two, I repeat those to myself, and it helps. Get some of those affirmations. 34, shades of gray. I really like black and white. I like the clear line, I do. Which is kind of funny because most people probably wouldn't think that about me, but I do. Because I've had a lot of uncertainty and difficult things in my life, so I think I just like that because when it comes to life, I just like to know, kind of right and wrong. Just tell me how it is. But when you can't see the shades of gray, then you're likely going to be someone who struggles with anxiety. I'm only saying it like I know it. When you find yourself feeling anxious, take a look at what's driving it and introduce a gray area. It's okay to have gray areas, you guys. In fact, it's necessary. In fact, life throws at us gray areas, so we better get used to it. 35, take the pressure off. You're feeling anxious about a presentation, interview, another big event. Look at, you're the one probably obsessed about a perfect performance, right? The last interview, the colleagues, none of them are going to care if you slip up. Don't put as much pressure on yourself to be perfect. It doesn't exist. None of us will be. I love this one. Get musical. Pick up a guitar. Sit down by the piano. However you prefer. Enjoy music. Use your favorite streaming service to create a custom playlist. I have custom playlists. Every month I change my ringtone and my text tone. So when a text comes in, has a particular song it plays, and same when my phone rings. And there's songs that I need for that month that speak to me, either motivate me or just speak to my heart. Then I have playlists. Let's say I'm feeling down or something. I have a Spotify playlist for that. If I need to get in the zone playlist for that. If I need to like crush it today, if I have a cleaning playlist, like I have all of that, like for my moods and stuff. It helps. Music, okay? Anxiety, I have an anxiety busting list playlist. Choose music that boosts your energy, increases happiness, and just makes you feel better. I mean, hey, like I love some good 80s music, like takes you back, right? So find what jives for you. Write it out. I can't stress, if you do not journal, cannot stress it enough. Journal. Talking is good, but sometimes sharing your deepest thoughts and feelings, awkward. You may be comfortable sharing, or maybe you might be unable to articulate. That's like me, what I'm feeling. A lot of times it's hard. So grab your and write it out. You don't need to worry about spelling or punctuation. In fact, you don't really need about writing complete sentences. It's either just a great method to write all your negative thoughts down and get them out of your head. Once you're finished, you can walk away and create an action plan based on what you recorded. It's a great hack. 38, just a few more. And an object to center. So this object should be something that you have with you at all times, when you can focus your anxious anxiety. So anxiety, saps your energy by feeling your irrational thoughts. So choose an object when you're in a state of calm, so you can use it and when you're anxious. So like I have my beautifully broken necklace, and like for me, that's a grounding thing for me. Like if I feel anxious, if I feel like I'm like just not like, this is a grounding thing for me. So it's where it's like I can feel it and stuff. And I always wear that one. It's a reminder for you not to be anxious. And sometimes like things like that, like really, really help. If you're someone who has been through any kind of trauma or anything, like you probably have heard that if you've been through any kind of therapy or anything, like find something that you can like just ground yourself again with. Pressure points. Acupuncture and massage are great therapy for helping relieve anxiety symptoms, but you can also, do kind of more, do it yourself, DIY acupunctures. There are different areas in your body that you can use your fingers to apply it. Pressure for relief and relaxation. If you're someone who deals with like, tension headaches a lot of times it's just like that back neck right there, just even rubbing up and down that, like or migraines. Just between your eyebrows, an inch below your skull, right? Between your, there between your thumb and your index finger is another one. So we have between our eyebrows, inch below the base of our skull, and the area between our thumb and our index finger is another one. And then lastly, get help. If you're experiencing huge anxiety and it's impacting your relationships, it's impacting your work, if 2020 has really gotten you down, if you're like at that place, hear me out. Like I was there a year ago. Like I should have gotten help because I was like not okay. Don't do what Jen did and try to solve it yourself, because it doesn't work. It does not work. Get help. Seriously, like there's no shame in that. I've said before on the channel, if we can go to a doctor, if we have like a broken leg, what's the different mental health? It's the same thing. It's us being fit mentally. And so many times we struggle with, even our fitness goals because we don't deal with our mental health, and there's nothing wrong. We all go through hard times. And if you are, I'm so sorry. Like I feel for you. But get help if you need it. There's a reason. There's people out there, and do your research, find a good one. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want some life coaching, if you just feel stuck in life, or CBT, cognitive behavior, or mindfulness, I'm here for you on that. Reach out to me and let's talk about how I can help you. I'd love to. There's always ways to get in touch with me in the show notes, as well as I have my mindfulness course that I slash that price on, so that's in the show notes as well. But I hope these helped. Let me know, what things do you do to help yourself? Put them in the comments so we learn best from one another. During this time, I'm working on making a playlist for uncertainty, stress, and anxiety, and maybe even low depression and stuff. What questions do you have that I can answer for you? What are some things that worry and concern you? What kind of things can I do to help you out on this fit life? If we haven't met before, real quick, I think I introduce myself. I'm Jen Ply again. Simply a holistic empowerment coach. I combine my 20 plus years of being a nutrition coach, a personal trainer, life and transformation coach, and crew fitness instructor and educator into one complete program from my own place of despair, of hating what I saw, of wondering if I would ever be happy in life, truly happy. People thought I was happy, but who we are on the outside, it's a lot different than a lot of times who we really are on the inside, right? How we really feel. And I can tell you there's another side to it. And there's hope for you no matter where you are. If you feel stuck in this life, stuck reaching your fitness goals, stuck reaching your life goals, It's because we're not approaching it right. It's through our micro habits, and it's through that road back to us being authentic. And when we do that and we live fit as a lifestyle in our mind, emotions, and our, then we can look at our physical and our nutrition needs. But if we don't get the mind and the heart right, if we don't get those micro habits right, then we're never going to reach that. It's not going to be lasting. We want some doable, sustainable, realistic, practical, fit into our life now and for the next 10 years. And that's what I do. So, my coaching and my teaching. And definitely like, subscribe, follow if you haven't yet my channel. And definitely post those questions. Post what things you do. I'd love to hear from you. And just let me know how I can serve you during this time. So I realized getting a lot of news today. Depending on when you watch this. And it'll be okay. I don't know how. It'll be okay. Because you know what? We've made it through a lot of crap this year. It's been a pretty shitty year, and we've made it through a lot. This is going to take us down. We'll figure it out. But we have to start with what we can't control, and it's only us, right? So don't stress and don't worry about what we can't control. We'll figure out one step at a time. All right, tribe. Thanks so much for watching. Be brave, be kind, live authentically, and shine. Remember, you're just one habit away. Like, subscribe, follow, share with someone that you know. Make sure you comment your thoughts. Look, can't wait.